Hello chums, this is Brent Rose here with the brand new GoPro Hero 8 Black, hot off the presses. I received the camera, my review unit, just before driving from Alaska all the way down to California, so I got a real variety of material here, and I'm excited to show you guys all this stuff. So for starters, take a look at some of these pans and these handheld shots. Feel free to go back and look at some of those earlier ones too. And that brings me to the sort of banner feature of the new Hero 8, and that's HYPERSMOOTH 2. HYPERSMOOTH is GoPro's electronic image stabilization, and it debuted with the Hero 7 Black last year. HYPERSMOOTH 1, HYPERSMOOTH 2 is just so much better. This shot here, we're going 65 miles an hour, and there's a lot of wind, and my hand is shaking like crazy, and you would have no idea. This shot right here looks to me like it's on a Steadicam. These are my friends on a boat. And, you know, you can see there's a little bit of wobble here and there, but in general, the smoothing out of motion, especially transitions into motion, is pretty incredible. Here's just a little walking shot because there's a bison in it. I mean, come on. Notice also the colors really pop a lot more. Skin tones are a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more natural. The blues in the water and the sky pop. You'll notice the reds in the dirt. You don't really see it so well here because the water's green. But this is because GoPro totally revamped its color science for the Hero 8. So, for example, here's the Hero 7 with GoPro color on, sort of the standard color profile, and just checking out skin tones. And it looks good here. And then we switch to the Hero 8, and it's a lot punchier. Way more oranges and reds in the skin tone. You see a little bit more vibrance in the sky. They actually went really hard with the contrast. You can see the shadow on my face is a bit more dramatic for the 8. But in general, it looks good. It looks like a graded project. I think maybe pro users might want to opt for the flat profile. This is also the first GoPro that can shoot at 100 Mbps. It's the highest bitrate GoPro's ever used, and it's also combined with H.265, so it's a pretty solid compression rate with a lot of detail in there. Now this is the shot that really blew me away. This is the Hero 7 with HYPERSMOOTH 1 turned on. And then we're going to show you HYPERSMOOTH 2 turned on to the high mode on the Hero 8. And that's this. And I want you to look especially at the mountains in the background. There's still some movement, but that selfie stick is bouncing a lot, and you can really see the difference in the comparison shot here. That's remarkable. And the craziest thing is it's not cropping any more than last year's version does, and I don't totally understand how they did that. So here's a POV shot. I'm just running down this trail, and I've got both cameras in the exact same hand on a mount for two cameras, and you can see the difference here. The Hero 8 on the right is really locked in. It does very well with vertical bounce, with horizontal bounce. It does struggle a little bit with rotational moves, so the roll effect is harder for it to compensate for, but still does a pretty good job. That last shot was the Hero 7, here we're at the Hero 8. Now this is HYPERSMOOTH Boost mode, which is the highest version you can go to. It does crop more, it's more like the DJI OSMO action cam, but it is really, really smooth and does a really good job with the vertical bounce. We're back to HYPERSMOOTH 2 on high mode here, and that's the mode I would use most of the time because you still get that nice wide angle and it's very smooth. You can also really see the boosted reds in the color contrast here. Anyway, last year GoPro said their HYPERSMOOTH was gimbal-like, and I called BS on it, but this year is so much better I wanted to actually test it against a gimbal. So here I am running with the Karma grip and the Hero 8 in my same exact hand, and that's really, really impressive. There's definitely a little bit more bounce with the Hero 8. You can see the horizons moving ever so slightly more, but that, I mean, I'm not trying to run smoothly there. That's ridiculous. Here it is in boost mode, just to see with the tighter crop, it's even smoother than before. Again, maybe a little tiny bit more bounce on the horizon line, and you can see the horizon's not totally straight here. You can straighten it within the GoPro app now, but you still end up cropping more. So it still behooves you to try to keep it as straight as possible. And gimbals just beat it there for sure. In fact, you can see that here. On this one, I was being a little bit less careful. about keeping the horizon straight, and there's just way more bounce because it has less room to crop. It's super impressive though. I also tested it against the DJI OSMO Action Cam, which has very good stabilization, but it only has that tight crop. So this is HYPERSMOOTH 2.0 high mode, not the boost mode, so you still got that wider frame. Again, you can see colors are way better here, and if you freeze frame, details a lot better on the GoPro as well. And generally, smoothness is pretty much on par. This is just sort of turning around in selfie angle. You can see there's a lot more of me in there because I'm using the high mode rather than boost mode. And now here we are in boost, just to show you apples to apples. They're both evenly cropped, and for my money, they're both really pretty much about the same as far as smoothness goes. But again, GoPro has better colors, better detail, and so that's the one I would pick over that. There's way more detail in my shirt, you can see it there. Just to show you the crop here, so this is stabilization off entirely on the Hero8. This is HYPERSMOOTH to on, which is the lowest level of stabilization, similar to HYPERSMOOTH 1. Now we're in HYPERSMOOTH to high, which again doesn't crop anymore. And now here's the boost mode, which is probably what I would default to if I'm shooting other people. This is the first time you can stabilize 1080p 240, so there's 240 frames a second slowed down to 24, so we're at 1/10 speed. And it's stabilized, so I'm getting blasted with water right here, and the camera actually did shake, but it doesn't look like it because HYPERSMOOTH 2 is on. It's just in the on mode, it's not in high or boost, but still it's better than nothing, and it produces some pretty sweet shots. Being able to shoot at 1080 240, even though it's not a new feature, there's just something so cool about it, especially when it comes to water. It kind of takes on this weird life of its own, and everything looks more epic, even when you're surfing really badly in 2-foot waves. This looks way more impressive than it actually is. This was like a 5-second ride that went essentially nowhere, but hey, looks cool. The microphones have been redesigned for the Hero8, and there's a front-facing one now. It's supposed to be higher quality, so this is just a quick audio test. To sell me a suit, cut off my hair, and send me to work in tall buildings. Now it's goodbye to the sunshine, goodbye to the dew, goodbye to the flowers, and goodbye to you. So in general, that does sound a bit better to me. It's a little bit louder, as you can hear, and also the bass is just a little bit fuller. It's just a more balanced overall sound, but the real difference is when you get it in the wind, so give this a listen. More bumps. Alright, how's it going? How do I sound? How's the new mic? It's facing forward into the wind. More bumps. Alright, how's it going? How do I sound? How's the new mic? It's facing forward into the wind. Yeah, that just makes a huge difference and clearly sounds a lot better. The Hero8 Black also has Time Warp 2, which is essentially the updated version of GoPro's HyperLapse feature. It's now stabilized with the new and improved Time Warp 2, so it is pretty steady. The real banner feature here is you can now tap the back of the screen and go to real time, so it's zipping along and then suddenly here we are looking at real time, and isn't that cool? But I didn't realize the real-time segments don't have any sound. So here I was time warping the sunset, and suddenly my friends were all singing happy birthday to me, which was very sweet, but there's no audio of it, so it looks like they're just mouthing words. And now I'll never know if my birthday was actually happy or not. No idea. But that's something GoPro is aware of, and they said they may add it in a future software update. And this was the very first thing I shot with the Hero8, and it blows me away. The Northern Lights hit right before I left Alaska, so I just set this up on a bench while I was walking around with my full-frame camera, and it looks really good. It's, you know, these are 30-second exposures. It is a bit noisier than it would be with the full-frame camera, of course, but that's totally usable and really pretty impressive. And just wrapping up here, the Hero8, just like every GoPro Hero since the Hero5, is waterproof without additional housing down to 33 feet. And I was also testing the Garmin Descent Mark 1, which is a diving watch, so I took it down to exactly 32 feet. and stayed there about 45 seconds till my lungs started burning, swam up, and it did not leak at all, which is really good news, because when there's a new design in the body, which you should definitely read about in the article, because it does have some flaws that I worry about. But yeah, you never know if the waterproofiness is going to hold up, and luckily it did. But there are some other concerns, so head on over to The Verge, read the full review so you know what I'm talking about, and thank you for watching. See you next time.